Good morning. I'm almost done my breakfast. I got up a little late this morning. Really nice weather to sleep in. But we're off to work. We're going to talk about two things. Maybe not all in one episode. A viewer reminded me to talk about education, like going to college, higher education, versus trades. That is a fantastic topic, especially today. It's a hot topic. And I lived that decision, 20 years ago now, when it wasn't as big of a hot topic and it wasn't as big of a decision. Two, we're going to talk about failure. We talk about a lot of successes I've had, right? I don't want to fool anybody. I don't want anybody to think that there wasn't failure to get to my successes. Okay? So let's just do failure. We're just going to do it quick because it's not a tough one. You meet anybody who is successful at anything, right? I'm just an average middle class guy. Probably upper middle class. Debatable today. Inflation's really skewed the lines. Some will debate whether there even is a middle class. Let's not get distracted. If they've got something, they've been successful, you know, you look and you go, man, that person seems like they've got it figured out. They didn't get there without a few mistakes and some failures. And if they did, good for them for not failing and not making mistakes. But unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess, you know, sometimes you just got to enjoy the ride to get where you're going and to learn and get better at things. Excuse me, got an itch in my nose. You got to fail, or you got to make mistakes, and you got to be allowed to make those mistakes and those certain failures. You know, starting my garage, did that go well? Yeah. You know, is my addition as done as I want it to be on my house? Have I met all my time frames on things perfectly? No. Did I get involved in some things like remodeling a house while opening a business while working full time and go, man, this is a lot? And you're stuck in it to an extent. You know, you either got to back out and start over, or chew on it and just work through. You know, the road was not paved perfectly to get here. We'll say it wasn't paved with glass. There was a rough road some days. So anyways, that's failure, and it's okay. You keep your head up, you stay positive, you step back on what you know. You know, I knew I was a good technician. I knew, certain core things. You know, I always had a good or a decent, reliable job to fall back on, type of thing. You set yourself up in ways where it mitigates risk. We talk about that still in what I do today, risk mitigation. So when you put yourself in a situation with minimalized risk, those failures don't really hurt as much. One and two, they're natural. It's going to happen. So don't have a bad day. Don't throw in the towel, throw it away, you know, crumple it all up in a ball, put it in a trash can. You're gonna have those things that don't work out. There's a myriad of things I've spent time on. Man, real estate transactions. Excuse me, young in my 20s, get all the information on the property, who owns it, what they want, how long it's been on the market. Find out you can't get financed, find out it's not going to work, find out it's not worth what, you know, you can't agree on a price because it's not worth what they're asking, or you don't think it's worth what they're asking, and you're not willing to come up to their price. There's a ton of variables in those transactions. If I got frustrated at the end of every time I went all the way through the process to get to the end and find out it wasn't going to work, we weren't going to close the deal, have never ended up buying the house we did, that we remodeled locally. And then over a 3 or 4 year period, the equity in that house almost doubled between the little bit of work. It's a lot of work, but a little bit of work we put into it. And we bought in the very bottom of the market, so the market came back closer to normal. We caught the beginning of the bull market run, even prior to COVID. It's a wicked bull housing market. So anyway, be afraid to step into things. If you've kind of calculated the risk and you've set yourself up where you can fail successfully, I guess would be the way to put it. You know, for me, it was always failing back into my main job when I was getting started. You know, or you know, I got a friend that does investments. He's always saying, you know, be comfortable with the money you could lose if you're in, you know, in certain investments. Very true. You know, if I've got some spare cash and I might go to the casino with it, and I decide I want to buy a higher risk investment in my portfolio with it, I was comfortable losing that cash. I was taking it to the casino. You know, it was like a night out. But don't get crazy with that. Don't go mortgaging your house. I mean, I shouldn't have to tell you this. Man, there is deer everywhere this morning. Don't go mortgaging your house and then putting it in some high risk investment. Are you kidding me? How mad Dave Ramsey would be at you? Woo-wee! Any of that. Anyway. I had to fail to get where I am.